When you stop worrying, everything starts to go well. It sounds like a paradox, doesn't it? Like some fortune cookie wisdom or an Instagram quote. But stick with me, because what I'm about to tell you isn't fluff. It's truth passed down from the minds of men who lived long before us and figured out what it really means to live free. Michel de Montaigne, one of the OGs of real philosophy, not the polished kind they teach in school, but the raw kind you earn through life. He said, "My life has been full of terrible misfortunes, most of which never happened." And that, right there, might be the realest thing you'll hear all year. Now let me ask you a question. When was the last time you actually felt peace? Not scrolling through your phone, not watching Netflix, but real, internal quiet. The kind of peace where your chest isn't tight, your jaw isn't clenched, and your mind isn't running 100 miles per hour? For most people, that peace is rare, because most people are addicted to worry, addicted to control, addicted to the idea that if they just stress enough, think enough, prepare enough, they can stop bad things from happening. But here's the kicker. Worry doesn't prevent pain, creates it. Worry doesn't fix the future. It ruins the present. And most of the time, the stuff we're scared of never even shows up. That's what Montaigne figured out, and that's what I want to break down for you today. Not like a professor, but like an older brother or a father sitting you down, looking you in the eye and saying, "Son, it's time you stop letting your mind bully you." We've been trained to believe that worry equals responsibility. That if you care about your job, your partner, your life, then you should always be on edge, always watching your back. But that's not caring. That's chaos. That's survival mode. And you weren't built to live in survival mode 24/7. That's like keeping a car engine redlined all day. Eventually, something breaks. You see, most of us think if we let go, if we stop worrying, we'll fall apart, that everything will crash. But what if it's the opposite? What if letting go is what unlocks clarity? What if relaxing your grip is the only way to actually hold the things that matter? Montaigne understood something most people miss their whole lives. Life is unpredictable. No matter how much you plan, something will go sideways, and worrying about it won't stop it. It'll just make you miserable while you wait. Think about this. You're lying in bed, trying to sleep, but your mind is racing. What if I lose my job? What if she leaves me? What if I fail that test? You're in a warm bed, safe, nothing bad is happening, but your brain is setting off alarm bells like you're being chased by wolves. That's the illusion of worry. It creates danger where none exists. Here's where it gets deep. When you stop worrying, your energy returns, your focus sharpens, your charisma increases. You become present. And presence? That's power. That's what makes people lean in when you speak. That's what makes opportunities come to you. Not because you're trying hard, but because you've stopped pushing them away with anxious energy. Let me tell you a personal story. Years ago, I was in a bad place. Financially, emotionally, everything was tight. And the tighter things got, the more I worried. I stayed up late, obsessed over every decision, second-guessed every move, and nothing changed. Actually, it got worse. One day I hit my breaking point. I was done. I didn't have a big revelation, I just got tired of carrying it all. So I stopped. I didn't quit life. I quit gripping so hard. And that's when things shifted. Slowly, but surely. I started thinking clearer. I noticed opportunities. I wasn't as reactive. And guess what? My life started working. Not because I solved everything, but because I stopped making every moment a crisis. That's the difference. Life doesn't have to be perfect for it to go well. It just needs space. And worry takes up all the space. All right, so let's get practical. Let's talk about how to stop worrying. I'm not going to hit you with fluffy advice. I'm going to give you real tools, stuff you can use today. First, understand the two types of problems. Problems you can solve and problems you can't. Most people spend 90% of their energy on the second kind, worrying about the economy, about what people think, about things that happened years ago. Ask yourself, can I do something about this right now? If yes, do it. If no, drop it. Seriously. Write it on paper, burn it, walk away. Second, practice what I call mental fasting. Just like your body needs breaks from food, your mind needs breaks from thinking. That means stepping away from screens, from noise. Go for a walk, Sit in silence. Let your brain breathe. At first, it'll feel weird, uncomfortable, but over time, you'll feel your power returning, your clarity coming back. Third, create a worry ritual. I know this sounds strange, but trust me, set a timer for 10 minutes a day. That's your worry time. During that window, you can freak out all you want. After that, no more. Your mind will learn that worry has a boundary, and boundaries are freedom. Fourth, practice presence. This isn't new age fluff, it's a weapon. Worry lives in the future. Power lives in the now. When your mind starts racing, bring your focus to your senses. What do you see? Hear, smell, feel. That anchors you. That's where peace lives. Speak to yourself like someone you love. You wouldn't yell at your little brother if he was scared. You'd guide him, comfort him. So why do you talk to yourself like trash when you're anxious? Practice being your own protector, not your own bully. Now let's circle back to Montaigne. This man wasn't living in easy times. There were plagues, wars, political chaos, but he learned to live with a kind of inner freedom that most people today never taste. He journaled his fears. He questioned his beliefs. He let go of needing certainty. And because of that, he found a calmness that no storm could shake. We need that energy today more than ever. The world's loud. Everything is urgent. But urgency is an illusion. You don't have to respond to everything. You don't have to fix every problem. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. I want you to imagine something. Imagine waking up tomorrow, and instead of reaching for your phone, you sit up, breathe deep, and say to yourself, "Today, I don't need to know everything. I don't need to control everything. I just need to be." Imagine walking into a room and not needing to impress anyone. Not because you don't care, but because you're already full inside. That's what happens when you stop worrying. You become rooted, calm, powerful. And here's the wild part. People will notice. They'll feel your peace. They'll be drawn to it. Because peace is rare. Presence is magnetic. And the more you live in that space, the more life starts to work for you, not against you. I know letting go is hard, especially when you've built your whole identity on being prepared, on being vigilant. But you have to ask yourself, is this making me stronger or just making me tired? You don't have to carry it all. You never did. So start small. One breath, one choice, one moment of awareness, and build from there. Let worry be a signal, not a sentence. Let it remind you to return to what you can control, your breath, your actions, your perspective. Because here's the truth. When you stop worrying, everything starts to go well. Not because the world becomes perfect, but because you become stable, grounded, focused. And that's what changes everything. If this message hit home, if you felt something shift, even a little, stick around. Subscribe to Valoric. This isn't just a channel. It's a mindset, a brotherhood, a place to grow. You've got more power than you know, more wisdom than you give yourself credit for, and more peace waiting inside you than you've ever felt. So stop worrying. Start living. Your future self is already thanking you.